everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if we haven't met before, I'm Sinead, and today's video is very personal. I'm bringing honesty in the hope that someone out there who carries a similar pain might feel understood and seen, even if it's only for a moment. I want to share what life has become like after losing my only child, my daughter Diva, to suicide. My grief is layered and complex, and there are moments when I can speak clearly, and then there's also the moments where the words just feel like they just catch in my throat. I forget my words. In fact, every time that I try having Reiki, they always mention how the chakra in my throat is blocked. I think of it and that it feels like I've got a silent scream that's trapped, and I try and let it out bit by bit because it's too big to let out all in one go. We're coming to the time of year where people greet the new year with hope. They speak about fresh starts and new goals, and they're trying to create a future that they are looking forward to. I hear them, but my year begins very differently, and it starts with the awareness that more time has passed without my baby girl, and that I'm facing more time ahead that doesn't have her in it. How can you look forward to that? Each new day arrives quietly, a different shade of grey, and I try to gather enough strength to stand in a life that feels different from the one that I knew. You know, I used to look in the mirror and see a woman with plans and purpose and goals. Now, when I look in that mirror, I just see someone learning how to survive a reality that she could never have imagined. The reflection is familiar and similar, yet it's just so changed, both physically and emotionally. For years, gardening grounded me. It gave me something to nurture, and at times it would remind me that life can grow even after all the storms that we've been through. But after losing Diva, the garden feels different. It looks different. You know, it's still the same. The soil still warms in the sun. The flowers still appear, mostly on schedule. Then not as many as usual, but my connection to the earth feels weaker. The joy has thinned. It has no substance. The promise of the future feels distant. What once symbolised hope has become a reminder that I'm living without the person who was the centre of my world. Everything else had been built around her. My purpose feels lost. I used to know who I was. You know, I was Diva's mum, and I was building life around her needs and her dreams. Without her, the direction I once walked has faded from view. Have you subscribed yet? Because if you don't subscribe, you might miss some of the incredible stories. Not just my stories, but the stories of others. So please subscribe and click for notifications. I watch families around me, parents holding their children close, grandparents smiling with pride, children calling out to the people who love them the most. I can smile because those moments are beautiful, but inside there's just such a deep sadness that I can't imagine softening. You know, I hope these families are able to keep their joy safe, their loved ones safe. I hope they have villages that enable and support this. I pray they'll never have to walk this road. When Diva died, it felt like my entire family disappeared in that very same moment. The life that we'd built together collapsed into a kind of silence that's impossible to describe. I didn't just lose my daughter. That's not enough. I lost the whole world that existed because of her. How can our home feel like home without her? The rooms just feel hollow. Nothing else is important. The routine's vanished. The sense of belonging just evaporated. It's as if the foundation underneath my feet just gave way. The distance between myself and others began to grow. Friends who were once close stepped back, sometimes by choice and sometimes because grief makes people feel uncomfortable, particularly when it's suicide loss. I'm sure many did not know what to say because I didn't, and some would have feared saying the wrong thing. I expect I also said the wrong things. Some people just simply disappeared. Their life moved in different ways. The circle of people that I thought would stay forever grew thinner, and I've never felt so alone. My whole family was gone, and the friendships that once filled those gaps drifted further away. The world just keeps on moving forward, but everything inside my own life just stands still. Losing Diva changed me in every way. Life has become divided into before and after. I've learned how to carry that silent scream in my chest. I've learned how to speak gently, even though my heart is trembling. I've learned how to appear steady for others, even on days when getting out of bed just felt impossible. There's something else I want to share with you. During my pregnancy with Diva, it was really difficult. I nearly miscarried. There was a lot going on. A song called When I See You Smile by Singing Sweet. Once I heard that, honestly, that song helped me through the rest of my pregnancy, through the fear and uncertainty. I'd rest my hands on my belly and close my eyes and just play it again and again. And it became our song. And it followed us throughout her life. Every time I heard it, it reminded me of why I needed to keep going and keep us safe. And the feeling was so strong that whatever I went through during that pregnancy, it was worth it to see my baby's smile. Another song that carried deep meaning for me was I Am Blessed. And that was a song that I kept close because no matter what challenges came, I felt lucky to be her mother. Whatever I'd gone through before did not matter because my daughter was just so amazing. I felt chosen, I felt proud, I felt loved, I felt blessed in every sense of the words. But I can't listen to that song anymore. The pain is just too sharp. The words just cut into a wound that just never seems to heal. I'm no longer feeling blessed. I feel broken. I feel robbed of the life that I believed that we had ahead of us. Losing that song is its own kind of grief. I have to leave places if I hear it sometimes because I'm just like, I can't deal with it. Can't deal with it. Gatherings, I try to join in and I laugh. I laugh when others laugh. I stand in photos. I celebrate. But often I just feel like an outsider in my own life. People are talking about their kids, their grandkids, their milestones. And of course, I enjoy hearing their stories, but I have none of my own to offer. My memories with Diva are over. There's no new chapters. There's none ahead. And that's really difficult because actually when it comes to, if I mention something about Diva, that's a complete different tone. The silence in those moments is so painful. I lost my daughter, but I also lost the future I imagined for her and the role that shaped who I was becoming. I thought one day I'll be a grandparent. I will never be a grandparent now. Even when I'm around other bereaved parents, I sometimes feel out of place because many have still got their children, other children to hold or grandchildren to love. And that's not belittling the grief they've got for the child that's gone, because that grief exists and it's really deep and difficult. Equally, if they've got reasons to remain rooted in family life, my own family line ended with my daughter dying, and that truth is one of the hardest to carry. Anxiety also came deeper into my life after Diva died. Social moments can feel just so overwhelming. And I try to keep myself busy with projects just to silence the noise in my mind. And some days that works and other days it doesn't. And the longing and it just grows deeper and stronger with time because I've been missing her for longer. I look for signs that she's near and I talk to her often. And I really hope that she's at peace. And I hope that one day I will see her again. But I don't feel like I have guarantees. Grief doesn't have clear patterns. And I can feel steady one moment and then the next minute I just want to go to bed and cry. And even that I can't do properly because it's almost like, when do you stop? I've stopped because there's no point starting because you can't cry. You can't just cry all day. And because of that, I think people call me strong, but this strength is not a choice. When your heart's been just absolutely shattered like this and your faith in everything has been destroyed, like, it's not a strength. I used to be scared of dying, and now the idea of living a long life without Diva and with this pain is actually so much scarier. I worry more about other people dying. I don't want to get too close to anyone new because I don't want this pain. I can't imagine ever loving anyone as much as I love my daughter, but I don't want anything close to this again. When people ask me how I'm doing, I just tend to just say, oh, I'm plodding on, I'm okay. Because what can you say? Like, how are you? How are you? I just am. I'm just doing one day at a time, one breath at a time. And I hold on to the belief that one day I'll be with Diva again and we can really talk, really talk. And sometimes I think that maybe she's been there in my dreams, and we have done that already. The dreams where she comes and hugs me and we cry into each other's hair. Perhaps we've already done that. Thank you for listening to me. And if you're grieving, I hope that you are able to feel connected and less alone, because you can see some of what you're feeling in my story and know that you're not going mad or overreacting or the only person in the world. I don't know how to explain it, because there are times I feel so alone. I feel like, what the hell did I do to deserve this? I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. And then I saw someone say something the other week and it really resonated, because I've always been a fighter. I've always stood up for those that I thought needed a voice. And I've always tried to be the best person I can be and make a difference. And someone said the devil kept coming for me and I was overcoming. And he couldn't get me. He did the thing to hurt me the most, and that was take my daughter. I'm not saying she's with the devil, far from it, but something bad happened and my daughter was gone. There is nothing that could hurt me more. Anyway, there is no reason there's no reason that can validate my pain or make me feel like, oh, I understand now, and that's fine, because I'm missing my daughter. She should be here. I just went past some scientific buildings and I was just like, oh, Diva should be working there. She'd love that. But yes, I'm here. I'm living with pain, but I am living with it. I am living with the loss, and I'm trying to find a new way of living. And some of that is I'm doing live videos every Saturday morning at 11, painting beaches, basically, is what I seem to be doing most. And in the hope of actually going to beaches and painting them. Just go and paint a beach. And also listening to other people's stories. If you've got a story and would like to speak to me about your life and the challenges that you've managed to get through, please just drop a comment. All right, thank you very much, and I hope you have a peaceful day ahead. And if you have lost someone close, I hope you feel their presence today, or have a sign that perhaps they're with you. Thank you. Take care. And please don't forget to subscribe.